In the past 10 years or so, with working with women, particularly women in local churches, it's been really sad to see how many churches are abdicating the ministry of women within their confines, within the confines of those churches. Sometimes that's a matter of methodology, and I get that, but just as often it's a matter of scarcity. There are too many women who either feel they are spiritually inadequate, or they feel that they simply lack gifts necessary so that they could minister to one another in their own home churches. When I start addressing this in conferences or with women, even one-on-one, what I hear most often on this particular issue of women ministering to women in the local church is the view that these women think they're not gifted, and by that I mean just that quotation, gifted in the area of ministry. So what you end up there with is either just one or two or three or four women attempting to do all of the women's ministry in a local church, or you have a church that has no support for that women's ministry because there aren't any resources or women who seem to be able to get involved, and so there's no women's ministry, and women end up going outside of their churches to get what they need. And by that I mean women's conferences, or even serving outside of their local church, which is not bad. Women's conferences are good. I teach at those, so I should not be disparaging them, but sometimes I think that women shouldn't be going outside. They should be inside, ministering to one another and being ministered to within their local churches. I wrote 6 Pairs of Sandals in an attempt to show women how every single one of them can minister to the women in their local churches in at least one way, generally in many, many ways. I designed the book so that women will read about 6 different women from the Bible, each of these women representing one of the 6 kind of broad categories of women ministering to women. Those categories in the book that I represent are teaching, and that's Priscilla; prayer was Hannah; mentoring is Elizabeth and that beautiful relationship she had with Mary; service was Tabitha or Dorcas, both known that way; Deborah was the ministry leader; and then the small group leader was Lydia. Each of these women, their sandals paved the way and showed us how we can minister to each other. So it's been my desire that women now can look back on the footsteps already trod by these women in the Bible and bring it into today, so that each of them can see which of these women they identify most with. They might identify, and should probably identify, with more than one of them. And then I'll give them a list of practical ways that they can step out and begin ministering to the women in their churches in that way. When women minister to each other in their own churches, the result is a healthy church. Women, we're the workers of the church, and healthy churches are happy churches. Happy churches are attractive to a world that needs to hear the good news. That's the Great Commission, and that's where we have to start.